So I have a very fun video for y'all today. Today we're going to be working on a thrift flip. I want to call it like a trash to treasure because this thing really does look like it probably needed to go in the trash. I want y'all to think outside of the box, or think outside of the bread box, I should say. If you see something like this when you're out thrifting at yard sales, the Goodwill bins, just your regular thrift stores, anything like that, always look at things and what they could be. So I hope that I inspire you in today's video with the thrift flip that we're going to be working on and these beautiful pieces. I don't know if I'm really trying to inspire y'all to go over to Whatnot and spend money or not, but I have been looking for these little things in particular around my area for so long. I finally gave up and decided to get on Whatnot and purchase me some. So I'm excited to share that with y'all. But first, let me give you a little bit of an idea of what we're doing. We are making over a bread box that I picked up at a garage sale for 50 cents. So I'm going to show y'all some before footage of my coffee bar because that's the area that we're going to be working on today with all of the items that I've mentioned. But I don't want to make this intro super long. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, so here's the bread box that we are going to make over. I purchased this at a yard sale for 50 cents. It was an indoor yard sale and they had so many amazing things. I know that the reason people walked by this and didn't think twice about purchasing it is because of just how dirty it was, but I knew that it had potential. It was solid wood. I knew that I could use this for something in my decor, somewhere at my coffee bar was my thoughts. And yeah, there's the price tag for just 50 cents. It is so gorgeous, y'all. It is the right height, everything. Like I said, it was just filthy. As you can see, it is just terrible. So I end up taking the door off of this thing here in just a minute. And I'm going to save the knob because it is a true brass piece. So I unscrew the knob and I'm going to keep that, and I'll use that in a future project somewhere. So here's just another look at it from one side to another. It's got that big initial M in the middle, which is great if your name starts with M or your last name starts with M. But what I'm going to be using it for does not require it to have a door. So we're just going to take that off and throw it away. So yeah, look at the bottom, just how gross it was. It was really bad, y'all. So yeah, taking the door off here, I'm going to just get rid of these little hinges, and then I'm going to get rid of the little magnetic piece that is inside that like holds the door closed. And then I'm just going to throw that away. You'll see that here in just a minute. Then here's the piece after I've just taken the door off. It already looks 1,000 times better just taking the door off. So I'm giving this like the ultimate clean and sanitize. I used bleach on this thing, vinegar, hot water, you name it. I scrubbed this thing so good. It looked like a brand new piece by the time I got done with it. I did take it outside so that it could sit in the sun for the rest of the day and get sanitized even further just by the sunlight. Look how clean and beautiful it is. It is gorgeous, but I'm going to go ahead and spray paint it because it is just not the color wood that I like. It's got too much of a red undertone to it, and I'm trying to just give you a little comparison here to my hutch, and that's why I don't like it. You can see how much of the red undertone it has. I'm going to step outside, give it a quick little spray paint, and I am going to distress it after that. I'm going to get my chicken out of the way because my hens always want to be up in my business when I'm out here at my painting table trying to do a project. I do kind of shoo her away before I start spray painting because they're the world's worst about wanting to hang around while I'm working on a spray painting project. So let's get this painted. I'm going to let it sit outside and dry. I'm going to distress it, and then I'm going to bring it back in and give y'all my butter pat haul. Okay, so the whole reason that I got this little cabinet, of course, was for the Berkey water filter to fit on it, but also so that I could display beautiful butter pats. I have a butter pat haul for y'all from Whatnot, but I want to share with you the butter pats that I already had. I really did not have, or do not have, excuse me, that many. So I just wanted to share with y'all my new obsession, and it is that I want to start collecting butter pats. I love them. There is just something about, listen, do y'all hear it? Y'all, I'm just obsessed with the way dishes sound. Listen, when they rub together, I I just love it so much. Okay, so I had these butter pats right here, and I've had these for years. I found these at a little shop in a little small town years ago, and look at all of the staining and the crazing on the back of them. Isn't that just so pretty? These all pretty much look the same. I don't know what's on that one, but I have 1, 2, 3, 5 of these. I did have 6, and I had a kiddo like drop one time, but they're so beautiful. And I have this whole stack. They're not marked on the bottom, but I got these very inexpensive at an antique store one time. I think it was a booth that was maybe going out of business, and they were like, it was either like I think it was $10 for all 6 of these, which is unheard of for a butter pat. If you know, you know. So, but look at this beautiful stack. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love to see a little butter pat stack all stacked up really cute. But what I'm going to do with these is I thrifted this just a couple videos back, and I want to display these. And the reason that I want to put these in here is because they are all the same. Pretty much the pattern on them is all the same. So the one that you're going to see in the front is pretty much the same butter pat all the way down here. But this is going to be super, super cute and a fun way to display these little butter pats. Look at that. So I'm going to just slide these all in here. I wish I would have had that 6th one because it would have been really nice. Now I am going to not put one right here. For some reason this is like hitting it and messing it up. So I just kind of skipped that one. But look at that angle, y'all. That's so cute. Like I said, if you know anything about butter pats, they're extremely hard for me to find in my area. People around here just do not get rid of their stuff like that hardly. But look how beautiful. Y'all, I had a couple nails pop off, so it's about time to either redo these or decide if I just want to go get my nails done at the salon, because I have been really, really loving these. They've lasted about a week, but they're, like I said, they're starting to pop off, so y'all just ignore that if you see it. Now, the only other 2 butter pats that I had in my possession before I bought all of these other ones, I actually got at Goodwill at 2 different times. So the first one I got is Buffalo China. It is marked USA here on the back. And it is that chunky white, like restaurant wear little butter pat. And I love this kind of butter pat too, just the plain ones. And then, like I said, I have another one here marked pretty much the same on the back. But I got these at 2 different times is what was so funny. And somebody just did not realize what these were at the Goodwill. So I really like these. So I'm going to put these over here underneath a little ironstone creamer that I have that has my little spoons in them. So anyway, I did not purchase those recently, but I did get all of that out thrifting a long time ago, except for the little holder. I just got that a few weeks ago. So let me show y'all my whatnot haul. And the pieces are so beautiful, y'all. So I'm going to start with, let me just start with these because I really, really love these. And I have never seen these butter pats around my area at antique stores or anywhere, honestly, ever. So when I saw these on Whatnot, I had to bid on them. We're not even going to talk about how much I paid for these. That's between me and Jesus. But the back of these are marked, and they say the Bailey Walker, Vitrifield, China, Bedford, Ohio, 1940, and then it has the letter K. These all have the same marking on them. If I get too close, it don't want to focus, so I hope that y'all can see that. But I love these chunky restaurant wear looking butter pats. Look at the mark around the edge, and these are almost like have a dark cream color to them. Like, see how these are white, and then these have like that dark rim. I got 3 of these, y'all. They had 3 different auctions for these, so I had to bid on each one of these individually to get them. But there's no way that I wanted to just have one. I wanted to have the whole stack because I will probably never find these again. These 2 here, they were not marked on the back. I'm not really sure why these were not marked because they are the exact same as this one right here. And look at this stack. Oh my goodness. Look at this beautiful butter pat stack. I love it. Anyway, these bring me so much joy. I love, love, love. And listen, I just love that sound. Anyway, so I got those. They were from the same seller. She was just like selling them kind of like back to back. And then I got, so let me share these. So these were not necessarily my favorite, but I do love them. And the reason I got these is because I thought it would be pretty to bring these more forward in the spring and summer, because they have like a pretty floral look on them. And they were almost like the same size as these other ones here that I have, these blue ones. And I thought, well, there's 3 of these, so these would be really pretty to display during spring and summer. I mean, I'm going to put them out anyway, but it is just this set of 3 right here. They all have like the same pattern. And then on the back of this one, can you please look at all of that beautiful cracking and crazing, all of that goodness. Wonderful. I love that. I'm not sure if that's like a manufactured bubble right there or if it's a number. I don't think it's a number. No, because none of them have a number on it. So yeah, these were unmarked on the back, but they are so pretty. Look at this stack all together. I just love this. So cute. Little butter pat stack. Then the last 2 that I got from this seller that are actual butter pats, and then I have another little set that looks almost like a butter pat, and I'm going to kind of use it like that, but I'll show those in a second. But these last 2 I thought were really, really cute. They're a little bit smaller, which I do like the smaller butter pats like this. Here's this one right here. Got that another little like pretty floral on it. And then I really, really loved like the little scalloped edge on this one. So pretty. Now this one it does have like a maker's mark or something there on the back. I can't make it out. It's almost like a stamp, like a Princess Castle stamp or something. I don't know, but it's got all that beautiful cracking and crazing too. So pretty. And then this one looks, does it look just like it? I mean, they're a little bit different. The flowers are just positioned a little bit differently. So they are a little bit different. I didn't even recognize that. But yeah, look at all the crazing right here on this one. And then on the back. So yeah. Let's see, does this one have any? No, this one don't have a stamp or anything on the back like this other one. It's funny how like some of them would be stamped. They're the same thing. And then some of them are not. I don't understand it. But I got these 2 right here. So pretty. So I'm going to show y'all how we're how I'm styling all of these in that little cabinet in just a minute. But then the last thing that I got from this same seller was a set of coasters technically, and it came in this little case, which I'm using this little case as a riser for a plant in a little container. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. But these came in that, and they look like little wooden butter pats, but they're actually coasters. So look how pretty they look, like all stacked up. You see that? So gorgeous. So my plan for these is to use these over in my windowsill where I have a couple of little white creamers, and then I have a white windowsill. So this is going to help like break that up. And this wood tone here actually matches the match holder that I have in the windowsill as well. So I'm kind of like spreading out that color so that it all balances really nice. So I'm excited to show y'all how these look over there. So yes, I had a lovely, lovely haul, and I had to get off of Whatnot. But listen, if you're looking for something specifically like I was, that's just where I found them. I'm sure you can look on eBay and other places as well. But now that I've got this nice little collection, and I'm loving what I'm doing with them over there, which again, I'll show y'all in just a second. I want to like try to search for some and find them in the wild myself, like at antique stores, estate sales, different places like that. Because a lot of these ladies that are selling these over on Whatnot, they're saying that they find them. Y'all hear that? They're saying that they find them on at estate sales. And I'm like, I'd never go to an estate sale and find a butter pat. What am I doing wrong? I'm probably not getting there fast enough. But anyway, all right, let me go get all these in place and then show you what everything looks like, all styled and beautiful together. I love it so much. And remember, when you see an old, raggedy, nasty looking box out at the thrift store, yard selling, or anywhere like that in the future, think of what its potential could be. And maybe, just maybe, you want to become a butter pat collector as well. All right, so here's what the coffee bar looks like currently. Just haven't done a whole lot to it since our remodel. I pretty much left everything the same. The coffee pot and stuff like that's in my dish drain. But the reason I want to try that little bread box over here is because I think it will work really good to hold like my beautiful little butter pats, some of my ironstone, so I can show off a few of my pieces since I don't have the shelf up here anymore to do that. And it will also be really great to put my Berkey on top of, even though it'll kind of cover up some of this. We do use this Berkey on a daily basis. And the problem with it being on this cute little stand is that you can't, and I got this at an antique store, is that you can't fit anything really big under here because there's just not enough clearance. Like I said, I love this because it has the two little drawers, and we've just been making it work, like filling this up. But like when I'm making a big jug of tea, or, you know, like I said, the Berkeys or anything, not the Berkeys, the Stanley cups or any of the big cups, the Awalas, they don't fit under here. So you have to almost lean them over or use this and fill this up a couple times, and it's just kind of annoying. So that's another reason I'm wanting to kind of switch that out, is I want to be able to display some of my beautiful things, even like some of my restaurant ware mugs that I absolutely love. And I want to be able to use the Berkey water filter a little more efficiently for us. So let's get that thing over here and decorate. Here's you a good before picture of this. I'm so excited. Elizabeth said she wants to try this little cabinet right here, and if it does not work in her room, I will probably be selling this. So here's the box after I've painted it and I've distressed it. I just took my sander and just really hit the edges really good, just to kind of give it that old world, you know, kind of just wore out look. Now this turned out really, really nice. All of these spots that looked just terrible came off, and I did want to show y'all, I did not paint the bottom, and I kind of did that on purpose. For one, I wanted to show y'all how clean this came off, and everything looks, you know, nice, and it just always kind of reminds me of what it looked like before. So if it's going to be just sitting on something like this and not hanging up, sometimes I won't paint the bottom just because. Now I did paint the back because, you know, you might see that. And these little holes, some people may be wondering what these little holes are for back here. Well, this was a bread box, remember? So I'm sure it was like that just to keep the box from, you know, getting too stuffy or anything. But yeah, this is how it turned out after, with nothing on it. We're about to decorate it, or I'm going to show y'all the things that I'm going to put on it to decorate it. So just a cute little piece. And if you'll notice back here, it kind of matches this little cabinet, and it also matches this little bread box that I made over back here. Try to get a little bit closer on that right there. Now the only thing that I did not do to this one, and I'm gonna wait and see if I even want to do it once I get it over there and get it decorated. If I feel like it's a little too shiny over there, I did not put antique wax all over it like I did the other pieces, because it's going to be kind of dark over there. I don't think it's going to really matter. I'm going to have so much stuff kind of sitting on the top and in here. I really don't think, like I said, it's going to make that big of a difference. But if I notice it's bothering me, I'll take it down, you know, on another day and just put some antique wax all over it. But I think it looks really good right now like that, because it really matches this bread box over here, if you notice, and this one has the antique wax on it. So here's a few of the pieces that we're going to be using on there just to kind of fill it in. But these are thrifted. I'll go ahead and just set those in there just to show y'all how beautiful. We're going to be using this little piece, primitive looking piece, and I'll show y'all what's going in there in just a minute. This little thrifted doily. I don't know if I'm going to put that up here or if I'm going to be moving it around somewhere else, but I got this little basket, which I think, put that up there. I think I might put this little basket right here, and then just kind of fill it in with the other stuff. so much for hanging out with me today. Can you even believe how beautiful that bread box turned out? That's why I tell y'all to always think outside of the box, because now I have the perfect little spot to collect my butter pats and use as a water filter kind of stand also. I absolutely love it. And for only 50 cents, it was a complete steal. I could probably sell that thing now for $25 or $30 in my opinion, because I think it is so beautiful. I'm not going to, because I love it. And I also realized real quick that selling a lot of those things that I did last week reminded me of why I am not a reseller. That's a lot of work. That was a lot of work. So come back on Wednesday and we're going to talk a little bit more about that and what I'm going to do with the rest of the items that I have left. But in the meantime, y'all, we hope you have a wonderful evening. We love y'all, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday with a brand new video.